All right, welcome back. What a monumental news day it was in the world of sprint car racing, and Brady Bacon wanted to be a part of it as well. Obviously, earlier today, we put out the video talking about Dason Persley, taking over the ride for Justin Peck in the Buick Motorsports 13. Have not heard any, more information on what Peck is doing next year, although everybody in the comment section probably already knows. And then this comes out maybe about 30 minutes ago or so. Brady Bacon. This is huge, huge news for USAC. It is a monumental loss to the USAC sprint car ranks. Next year, Brady Bacon will be shifting his focus to more of a winged sprint car schedule next year in 2025. He is set to run 40 wing shows with that TKH Motorsports number 21H that we've seen him run very well in over the last couple of years on a part-time basis. And then he's going to run another 25 to 30 races in the Shawn Michael or Chris Dyson. I don't know what number the car is going to be yet. Shawn Michael's car is usually number 20. Chris Dyson's Silver Crown car, usually number 9. Not sure what number that's going to be for him next year, but he's going to run 25 to 30 races between the TKH car and the Shawn Michael Chris Dyson car as well when it comes to wing sprint car racing. Now, he's not going to be done when it comes to USAC all of the way. He will run 15 to 20 USAC races, mainly in the Silver Crown car, it sounds like. I'm sure he'll run maybe a couple of the big races when it comes to USAC in the non-wing car as well. But when it comes to the USAC stuff, most of it will come in a Silver Crown car. The same car he's driven, in Silver Crown the last couple of years with the Chris Dyson number 9 car. So 40 plus 25 to 30 is about 70 races next year that Brady Bacon is going to be trying to run in a wing sprint car next year. Now, the press release came out. You go on Brady Bacon's Twitter page. Not sure if it's on his Facebook, but I saw it on his X page, on his website. Jeremy Elliott also putting it out on his Twitter as well. This news is monumental. Brady Bacon, I think, in the last couple of years, has been a guy that has been missing out on a lot of money potentially. Obviously, he's been doing very, very well in the non-wing stuff. When you win as much as he does, you make enough money to, make a good living. But I really do think that he's been missing out on some serious cash here. And I think he's starting to realize that as well. Whenever he gets behind the wheel wing car, he's a guy that has a chance to win almost every single night. We've seen him over the last couple of years run 25 races, 23 races, 28 races, and be able to win World of Outlaws races, be able to make big races as well. And I think this is going to be an absolutely huge deal. Brady Bacon will be a contender for a lot of big races next year between High Limit and the Outlaws and whatever else he decides to run. This is a huge deal. He's been running a full-time schedule in the USAC sprint car since 2013. He has been a full-time driver with USAC for 11 years. In that span, 58 wins and a 4-time champion in the sprint car division. Most of that time driving in the Hoffman Racing number 69 car. And I mean, I don't know, man. This is huge. This is a huge loss for USAC. And I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, you lose Dason Persley, one of your up-and-coming stars. You lose Brady Bacon, who, in my opinion, as I wrote down here, in my opinion, Brady Bacon is like the Donnie Schatz of USAC right now. When you think of the Outlaws, who's the first driver that comes to mind? At least to me, it's Donnie Schatz. When you think of USAC sprint car racing, the first guy that comes to mind for me is Brady Bacon. He's been doing it for 11 years. He's one of the winningest drivers in the history of that series, 4-time champion, driving the iconic 69 car, right? He's been doing it for so long. This is huge news. So before he was full-time in that USAC sprint car in 2013, he was a full-time member of the American Sprint Car Series, the ASCS National Tour, the 360 Series from 2010 to 2012. So many people might not, know that Brady Bacon, before he was a non-wing guy, he was a wing 360 guy. Between those 3 seasons, he had 12 wins, and he ended up second in the point standings in 2010 with the ASCS Tour. And that was kind of in the heyday, right? That was like the glory days of ASCS. And Brady Bacon was very, very good during that time before he made the switch over to running non-wing cars. Since 2013, so ever since he's been a full-time driver in USAC, he has made 256 winged 410 starts by my count. In that time, he does have 6 410 wins. Those wins coming at PA Speed Week in 2014 or 15 at the Path Valley Speedway or Raceway Park in PA. He has 2 World of Outlaws wins at the Hobstadt, Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt, Indiana. He has an All-Star Circuit of Champions win at Eldora Speedway during the Four Crown Nationals, and he does have 2 wins with the MOA Sprint Car Series at the Tri-City Speedway in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. He does have a couple of ASCS wins, or one of them at Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. He had an NRA win that was worth $12,000 at Waynesfield Raceway Park here in Ohio. So during the time of him being a full-time, non-wing driver, he's been able to still get behind the wheel of a wing car at the highest levels and win and make the shows and do great things. So in 2024, this is interesting. In 2024, Brady Bacon has made $65,490 in the wing car. That is with 25 races under his belt, and I believe he is 33rd. No, that's not right. I think he's like maybe like 40th, around 40th in the overall earnings, maybe a little bit lower than that. But when you look at his non-wing earnings, with 41 races, so almost double the amount of races, he has $101,000 in earnings. So, I mean, for half the races, he's already almost, obviously it's not almost, but it's, pretty comparable, right? If he ran 15 more races, he would be well over $100,000 in earnings, well over it, right? And I think he's starting to realize that. In the press release, it says money talks. That's something that I think a lot of people are starting to realize, right? The wing stuff right now with High Limit, with the Outlaws, it is an incredible time to be a driver. And I think a move like this from a driver like Brady Bacon shows that the tides are turning, right? The tables are turning, and wing sprint car racing is at one of the best times it's ever been when it comes to money and competition and all that stuff. Also, this year, this is how good this guy's been. 25 races this year. He made both the Knoxville Nationals and the Kings Royal main event. He was 15th at the Nationals and he was 17th at the Kings Royal. Not incredible finishes, but that one right there, the 15th place run, that's worth like 25 grand or 20 grand at least for 15th in the Nationals. Kings Royal doesn't pay that well to start, but he still made 2 of the biggest main events of the year when it comes to wing sprint car racing, and he does it on a part-time basis. He will not be chasing points next year for any division. Maybe the Silver Crown car, because they got 15 to 20 races. I don't think it said in the press release that he was running points for the Silver Crown, but we do know he's not running any points for the wing stuff. He's not going to be a full-time outlaw. He's not going to be a full-time high limit guy. He's running 2 different cars, but obviously he's going to be at a lot of the shows between those 2 series. And as I mentioned earlier, it's just, you cannot put it into words how monumental of a loss this is for USAC. He is the Donnie Schatz of USAC, 4-time champ, 58 wins over the last 10 years. An absolutely unbelievable career when it comes to that series. Winner in the midgets, winner in the Silver Crown, all that stuff, right? And that also is, what's going on here? What goes on with the Hoffman Auto Racing 69 car on the USAC Tour? Do they stick around? Do they keep going? What happens to the Team AZ 21 car that Dason Pursley was running this year? Do they continue on? Or do both of those cars go off the USAC Tour? I have no idea. If that's the case, these 2 pieces of news today are a huge loss for USAC if those 2 cars don't continue on with somebody behind the wheel. I really do hope that they do, because I am a fan of USAC. I love USAC. In my opinion, I would say a lot of the best sprint car races I've seen have been without the wings on top. They just put on such good racing, but the money is just not there, and I think these guys are starting to realize it. Dason Pursley, Brady Bacon, Brady's 34 years old, man. He's trying to get a little extra money before he decides to retire. Who knows? This could be, his first kind of foray into maybe being a full-time guy next year. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but let me know your thoughts on this news with Brady Bacon. Going to be basically a full-time wing sprint car driver next year. Definitely some big news coming out here late on this Tuesday night. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll talk to you guys again here soon.